crews are on their way. And crews past the breakage point, and at 250 meters, we've got 3 boats pretty close to each other out in front. Oakland Strokes in lane 1, slight lead over Newport in lane 3. Newport looking to have 2 to 3 seats over our third place crew from Marin out of lane 2. Still very early on, but these boats are moving pretty fast. They are just shy of 500 meters in. In that 4th place spot, we're going to move over to lane 6. That's Serra High School. They have 2 seats on San Diego in lane 4. And then San Diego 2 seats over Los Gatos in lane 5. But right now our leaders are Oakland and Newport neck and neck with each other as we approach 500 meters in. And here goes Oakland at 500 meters. It will be their bow first across the line. They took a big jump there, and they now have 2 seats over Newport. In that 3rd place position, it will be Marin sitting just 2 seats behind Newport. Now back to those top 3 crews by just a little bit of open water. It's going to be Serra High School in that 4th place position. Serra sitting 3 seats over San Diego. San Diego 2 seats over Los Gatos. Meters gone, and Oakland now with 5 seats over Newport. Newport sitting 1 seat over Marin. Serra High School still in 4th place, but within contact right now to both Newport and Marin. Oakland still in the lead. San Diego 2 seats over Los Gatos. Los Gatos in 6th. $1,000 meters to go. It is Oakland right now by 5 seats over Newport. Newport still sitting 2 seats over Marin. Serra taking back a little bit off of that lead from Marin. They're still in 4th, but they've come back a little bit closer in contact with the top 3 boats. They are about a stern advantage over San Diego. San Diego sitting 3 seats over Los Gatos. Los Gatos in 6th. Oakland still sitting there with 5 to 6 seats now for the lead, and now Marin pulling even with Newport. At 750 meters to go, it is Newport in 3rd, Marin overtaking Newport for that 2nd place position. Oakland now 7 full seats over Marin. Dropping back to that 4th place position by a little bit of open water, it's going to be Serra. San Diego now 5 seats over Los Gatos. Stroke for stroke between Marin and Newport for that 2nd or 3rd place position. What color is that medal going to be? And don't forget about lane 6, Serra. Serra is right out there. Their bow ball is sitting on the coxswain of the Newport boat. Oakland now 6 seats over Newport. Newport overtaking Marin for that 2nd place position. 500 meters to go. Grand final for the men's varsity 8. Come down to the line. Oakland 7 seats over Newport. Newport 2 seats over Marin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a close race here in the men's Varsity 8 final, with Oakland in the lead and Marin and Newport lanes 2 and 3 battling it out for that silver medal position. Sarah is in 4th place currently. It's too close to call right now. We'll call it at the finish line. Oakland in lane 1 is just dominating the field right now. It looks like lane 2s and 3, Marin and Newport, are battling it out still for that silver medal position. Looks like lane 3, Newport may have a slight advantage over lane 2, Marin. And coming into the final few strokes, Oakland takes the win with Newport silver, followed by Marin for bronze. Sarah coming in 4th, followed by Los Gatos and San Diego. Attention, will Brenda Zito come to the finish line tent? Brenda Zito, please come to the finish line tent. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting the Women's Varsity 8 final shortly. The lane 1, we have Marin. Lane 2, Marina Aquatic Center. In lane 3, Oakland Strokes. Lane 4, Newport. Lane 5, Capital. Lane 6, River City. Ladies and gentlemen, we have had a start for the Women's Varsity 8 final. Our announcer will pick it up at the 500-meter mark.
And we have had a start in the Women's Varsity 8 Grand Final. Crews are approaching 500 meters in. We'll be back with the race call at 500 meters. And it will be lane 1, Marin, with their bow first across the line, 500 meters in. They are followed closely by Marina Aquatic Center in lane 2. So Marin right now 7 seats over Marina. Marina sitting with 6 seats over Oakland. Oakland in 3rd. Oakland sitting 6 seats over Newport Aquatic Center. And then a full length back is going to be lane 6, River City. River City in 5th. 3 seats over Capital Crew in lane 5. Seven 150 meters gone. Marin still sitting with 5 seats over Marina Aquatic Center. Marina in that second place position, 6 seats over Oakland. Oakland in third. They have 7 seats now over the Newport Aquatic Center, and Newport bow to stern over River City. River City still sitting with 2 seats over Capital Crew. But now just before 1,000 meters to go, it is Marin pulling themselves up 8 seats now over Marina. Marina still sitting 5 to 6 seats over Oakland. Big move there for Marin at the 1,000. Matt Coxon sitting on the bow ball of the Marina boat, and Marina also pulling up just a little bit further afield of Oakland. So Marina now sitting 7 seats over Oakland. Oakland 5 seats over Newport. So Newport in 4th. Back to them by about 3 seats of open water. It will be River City, and River City 3 seats over Capital Crew. Capital in 6th. And now there's a little bit of open water for Marin. Lane 1, right up against the shoreline. It will be Marin with an open water lead over Marina. Marina still sitting with 6 seats over Oakland, but Oakland being challenged right now by Newport. 750 meters to go. Oakland in third, but they're watching that lead shrink as Newport turns on the afterburners. So Oakland in third, but just now 2 seats over Newport. And now Newport overtaking Oakland for that 3rd place position. Marin still in the lead, 1 seat of open water over Marina. Marina 7 seats over Oakland Newport. Keep your eye on lanes 3 and 4, 500 meters to go. It is Marin right now in a gold medal position, followed by Marina Aquatic Center, and then Newport with Oakland right on their tail. River City continuing in 5th, Capital in 6th. We'll turn it over to the spectator area for the finish of the grand final of the Women's Varsity 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the last few hundred meters of the Women's Varsity 8 final. In lane 1, Marin has a lead over the rest of the field. Marina in lane 2, currently in that silver medal position. And lanes 3 and 4, battling it out for that final position. It looks like we have a small lead change coming into the final few meters of the race. Marin still in the lead, with lane 4, Newport taking the silver over lane 2, Marina, and Oakland Strokes taking that 4th position. River City in 5th, and Capital in 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the top 3 crews in the Varsity 8 finals will receive an invitation to compete at the National Championships.
And we have had a start in the grand final of the women's novice coxed quad. In lane 1, Redwood Scullers. Lane 2, Row LA. Lane 3, Newport Aquatic Center. Lane 4, Seabase Rowing. Lane 5, Marina Aquatic Center. And lane 6, Oakland Strokes. And as crews approach 500 meters in, our leader looks to be from lane 1, Redwood Scullers. They have a bow to stern advantage over Oakland Strokes out in lane 6. Oakland really hot out of the gates there. And I'm also going to look at lane 2, Row LA. So Row LA actually in that second place position. So let me amend my race call here. It will be Redwood Scullers for that lead position. They're followed by Row LA. And then finally Newport. And then Oakland Strokes. In the 5th place spot, we're going to move back over to lane 4. That will be Seabase Rowing. They have a bow to stern advantage over Marina Aquatic Center in lane 5. Still very early on, not quite 750 meters gone, and Redwood Scullers already with an open water lead over Row LA. So half a boat length of open water for Redwood Scullers. And now here is Row LA in that second place position, sitting 4 seats over Newport. Newport bow to stern over Oakland Strokes. Oakland Strokes bow to stern over Seabase, and then Seabase 4 seats over Marina Aquatic Center. And 1,000 meters to go. One full boat length of open water for Redwood Scullers in the lead. They are followed by Row LA, still sitting bow to stern over Newport, and Newport bow to stern over Oakland. Sea-based rowing continuing in 5th, 4 seats over Marina Aquatic Center. Dominating performance here by Redwood Scullers as we come into the final 750 meters for the grand final of the women's novice coxed quad. This is a highly contested event every year, and it really shows some promise in the future of these programs, sculling programs. So right now, Redwood Scullers showing how strong they are in the sculling category. They have about a length and a half of open water over Row LA. Row LA, a relatively new program. They are still sitting with their stern deck on the bow ball of the Newport boat. Newport bow to stern over Oakland. Oakland with a little bit of open water, about half a boat length of open water over Sea-based rowing, and then Sea-based sitting bow to stern over Marina Aquatic Center. Coming up on the final 500 meters here, Redwood Scullers unofficially are in a gold medal position, followed by Row LA, and then really close here between Newport and Oakland. So if Oakland it on just a little bit, they might be in contention for one of those medals.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the last few hundred meters of the women's novice coxed quad. In lane 1, Redwood Scullers are in the lead, followed by lane 2, Row LA. Lanes 3 and 6, Newport and Oakland Strokes, are battling it out for that final podium position. It looks like Redwood Scullers in lane 1 will be taking the win here in the women's novice coxed quad. Lane 2, Row LA, is fighting for that silver medal position over Newport and Oakland Strokes in lane 6. Row LA will take that silver medal position, followed closely by Newport in lane 4 for that final podium position over Oakland Strokes in 4th place.
And we have just had a start in the grand final for the women's JV8. In lane 1, Newport Aquatic Center. Lane 2, Marin. Lane 3, St. Ignatius. Lane 4, Capitol. Lane 5, Marina Aquatic Center. And lane 6, River City. And a quick start by these crews, just shy of 500 meters, and our leader looks to be out of lane 1, Newport Aquatic Center, right next to Marin. Slight advantage right now is going to go to Marin. Marin maybe by half a seat over Newport. They're followed very closely by Marina Aquatic Center, so Marina in third. We've got Capitol in that 4th place position. And actually, I'm going to amend that. That will be St. Ignatius in the 4th place position, sitting just a few seats over Capitol. Back in 5th, it's going to be River City. All boats very tightly packed as we come to 750 meters in. And as we approach 750 meters in, Marin extending their lead now, 5 seats over Newport. Newport sitting with 6 seats over Marina Aquatic Center. So Marina in third, just by 2 seats right now over our 4th place crew, St. Ignatius. And St. Ignatius sitting 3 seats over Capitol. So Capitol in 5th, a little bit of open water back in that 6th place position. It's going to be River City. Coming into the halfway point, it will be bow to stern for Marin over Newport. Newport sitting 6 seats over Marina, but Marina barely holding off St. Ignatius. St. Ignatius now pulling even with Marina. St. Ignatius overtaking Marina for that 3rd place spot, with Capitol crew right next to Marina. River City continuing in 6th, so the battle right now is really for that 3rd, 4th, or 5th place spot. St. Ignatius just overtook Marina for that 3rd place, but Marina is still right there. Capitol crew right next to them, 3 bow balls straight across. What is clear is that Marin is still in that lead, bow to stern over Newport. Newport now stretching themselves a little bit farther ahead of St. Ignatius, so Newport now sitting 7 seats over SI. St. Ignatius in third. They now have 4 seats over Capitol. Now Capitol pushing themselves into that 4th place position. They are sitting with 4 seats over Marina Aquatic Center. Back by a length and a half of open water, River City continuing in 6th, but it's really heating up here as we approach the final 500 meters. A little bit of open water for Marin in the lead. Newport continuing in 2nd, sitting 4 to 5 seats over SI. St. Ignatius in third, 4 seats over Capitol, and Capitol now sitting 1 full boat length over Marina. Final 500 meters here. It is Marin with just a couple of inches of open water over Newport. Newport over St. Ignatius, but with Capital on the move. We'll turn it over to the spectator area for the finish of the grand final of the women's JV8.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the last few hundred meters of the women's JV8 final with Marin in the lead in lane 2, followed by Newport in lane 1 with a little bit of open water between the two. The real race though right now is between lanes 3, 4, and 5 as St. Ignatius is fighting for that bronze medal position, that final podium spot over Capital and Marina. Capital is slowly moving its way up through the field, starting in 5th position, and now fighting for that bronze medal spot. It's clear, though, that Marin is in the lead in lane 2, followed by Capital in lane 4. It's too close to call. Newport or Capital, lanes 1 or 4, for that silver and bronze medal position. St. Ignatius takes 4th, Marina 5th, and River City 6th place.
And we have already had a start in the men's JV8 Grand Final. In Lane 1, Newport Aquatic Center. Lane 2, Oakland Strokes. Lane 3, Sarah High School. Lane 4, Marin. Lane 5, Marina Aquatic Center. And Lane 6, Los Gatos. And all crews past 500 meters right now. Our leader will come out of lane 2. That's Oakland Strokes. Oakland sitting with about 6 seats over Newport Aquatic Center in lane 1. We'll wait until they come a little bit closer to where I am on the course. We're having to travel up and kind of catch these races as they start, just one after the other, and I want to make sure to get the right call before I start. So Oakland Strokes right now, 1 full boat length over Newport Aquatic Center. Newport sitting bow to stern over Marin. So Marin in 3rd. They've got 6 seats over Sarah High School, and Sarah with a bit of open water over Marina Aquatic Center. So Marina in 5th. In that 6th place spot, we'll move over to lane 6. That's Los Gatos. 750 meters gone. All boats now approaching 1,000 meters, and there's open water for Oakland. Just shy of 1,000 meters to go. Lots of boat run, lots of length and power coming out of that Oakland boat as they approach 1,000 meters to go. Will be their bow first across the line. They now have half a boat length of open water over Newport. Newport still sitting bow to stern over Marin. And Marin now 7 seats over Sarah High School. open water back, it will be Marina in 5th place, followed by Los Gatos in 6th. Marin in 3rd, but cutting into Newport's lead just a little bit. They took a couple of seats there just past the 1,000-meter line. But let's not forget about Sarah. Sarah also sitting right there. They're not letting Marin walk any farther away. But what Oakland is doing, Oakland in the lead, they continue to extend their lead out, now with 1 full boat length of open water over Newport. 750 meters to go. Oakland for the lead, Newport in 2nd. Marin really sensed that jump by Sarah High School, and they have taken those seats back. They now have about a stern advantage over Sarah High School, so Sarah in 4th. Marina continuing in 5th, Los Gatos in 6th. But now let's keep our eye on lane 4, Marin. They are on the move and looking to see if they can challenge Newport and change the color of that medal position. Oakland still 1 full boat length of open water over Newport. Newport sitting 7 seats over Marin. Marin looking for a little bit of open water from Sarah for that 3rd place spot. 500 meters to go. We'll turn it over to the spectator area and the finish of the grand final, men's JV8.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last few hundred meters of the men's JV8 final. With lane 2, Oakland Strokes, with 2 boat lengths of open water over the rest of the field. Looks like Newport in lane 1 and Marin in lane 4 are battling it out for that silver medal position. But Sarah in lane 3 is trying to bring it up here in the sprint. It looks like Oakland Strokes in lane 2 will take the win in the men's JV8 final, with Newport and Marin battling it out for silver right now. Looks like Newport will take the win, take the 2nd place over Marin, followed by Sarah in 4th place, Marina in 5th, and Los Gatos in the 6th place position. Awaiting the start in the grand final for the women's freshman 8. In lane 1, Pacific. Lane 2, Marin. Lane 3, Oakland Strokes. Lane 4, Seabase Rowing. Lane 5, River City. And lane 6, Newport Aquatic Center.
And here we are at 500 meters in, and we have 3 boats that have pushed themselves away from the remaining field. Right now, very close between lane 1 Pacific and lane 2 Marin. So very slight advantage going to Pacific right now, just by about half a seat to 1 seat over Marin. Marin sitting with 4 seats over Oakland Strokes. So Oakland in 3rd, and now with a little bit of open water back to our 4th place crew, it will be Seabase rowing. Seabase sitting with 6 seats over River City in 5th, and with a bow to stern advantage over our 6th place boat from Newport. Really just dead even right now, stroke for stroke between Pacific and Marin. Again, still pretty early on here in this race, 750 meters in. And now it is Marin with the advantage. Marin for the lead by 1 seat over Pacific. Pacific sitting with 4 seats over Oakland Strokes. Back to Oakland by about a half a length of open water will be Seabase. So Seabase with a bow to stern advantage over River City, and River City bow to stern over Newport. All crews now approaching 1,000 meters to go. Freshman 8 Grand Final. It is 5 seats now for Marin over Pacific, but Pacific really sensing that they don't want to let Marin get any farther away. We'll see what happens with 1,000 meters to go. A lot of crews making a big jump there. We'll see what happens in that third 500, and let's not forget about Oakland. So Oakland just very patiently waiting, and they've actually taken a little bit of water away from Pacific's lead. Seabase continuing in 4th, River City in 5th. Newport fading a bit back by open water behind River City. They're still in 6th. There's that move that I was talking about. It is 1 full boat length from Marin right now, just past 1,000 meters in. Pacific still in that 2nd place position, sitting 6 seats over Oakland. Very close between these top 3 crews with 750 meters to go. They are all still overlapping and within contact to each other. Marin Coxon sitting on the bow seat of the Pacific boat. So Pacific taking a couple of inches back from Marin's lead. Pacific sitting with 8 seats over Oakland. Seabase in 4th, River City in 5th, Newport in 6th. Coming up to the final 500 meters here in the grand final of the women's Frosh 8. It will be Marin 1 full boat length over Pacific. Pacific still sitting 6 seats over Oakland. These guys have not really changed any placement, so we'll see what happens in these final strokes. About 400 meters to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, watching the final of the Women's Frosh 8. In lane 2, Marin has open water over the rest of the field. Lane 1, Pacific is currently in second place, but fighting it out with Oakland Strokes in lane 3. We are coming into the final few strokes here of the Women's Freshman 8 final, as Marin looks like it will be taking the win in lane 2, followed by Pacific in lane 1, taking that silver medal position, and Oakland Strokes taking that final podium position. They are followed by 4th place Seabase Rowing, 5th place River City, and in lane 6, Newport.
And we have had a start in the grand final for the men's novice 4. In lane 1, Seabase Rowing. Lane 2, Marin. Lane 3, Marina Aquatic Center. Lane 4, Newport. Lane 5, Pacific. And lane 6, Oakland Strokes. And all crews just past 500 meters. Our leader is going to come out of the center lane, and that will be Newport Aquatic Center. So Newport Aquatic Center sitting in that lead position with a full boat length over our second place crew, Seabase Rowing, out of lane 1. Seabase sitting with a couple of seats over Marin in lane 2, and then back to them by a little bit of open water. It's going to be lane 6, Oakland Strokes. So Oakland in 4th. Oakland sitting with a bit of open water over Pacific in lane 5, and Pacific 2 seats over Marina Aquatic Center in lane 3. But Newport opening it up, about a half a boat length of open water over Seabase. Seabase sitting now just with 1 seat over Marin. So Marin sitting in that 3rd place position, but on the move as they try to challenge Seabase for that 2nd place spot. Newport continuing with the lead at the halfway point. They have about 2 seats of open water, and now Marin overtaking Seabase for that 2nd place position. Marin a little bit more patient with the stroke rate, a little bit more length. Seabase still doing a great job, and with about a length of open water between themselves and that 4th place crew from Oakland Strokes. Oakland doing a nice job as well. 1 length of open water between themselves and Pacific. Pacific in 5th, sitting 3 seats over Marina Aquatic Center. Marina in 6th. Newport still holding on to that lead with 750 meters to go, but that lead is shrinking as both Marin and Seabase are on the move. Anything can happen in novice rowing, and often we see it change drastically in that third 500, and that's what's happening right now. Newport has held the lead all the way, and they are watching that lead shrink as both Marin and Seabase charge after each other. So Marin and Seabase even again for that second or third place position. Oakland Strokes still in 4th, Pacific in 5th, Marina Aquatic Center in 6th. Slight advantage still going to Marin for that second place position by 1 seat now over Seabase. Seabase in 3rd. Final 500 meters, Newport still holding on to that lead. Just 1 seat of open water for them over Marin, but with Seabase chasing, we'll turn it over to the finish line area. Final 500 meters in the men's Novice 4 Grand Final.
Ladies and gentlemen, watching the final of the men's Novice 4. In lane 4, Newport has open water over the rest of the field. And lanes 1 and 2, Marin and Seabase Rowing are fighting it out for that silver medal position. We are coming into the last 50 meters of the men's Novice 4 final. With lane 4, Newport leading the way, closely followed by Seabase in lane 1, taking that second place position over Marin in lane 3. Looks like they pulled that sprint out and were able to pass Marin for that silver medal position. In 4th place, Oakland Strokes in lane 6. It looks like lane 3, Marina, will take 5th place over Pacific in 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lining up for the start of the men's single final. In lane 1, Brophy. Lane 2, Waterford. Lane 3, Redwood Scullers. Lane 4, Palo Alto. Lane 5, Humboldt Bay. And lane 6, Utah.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up to the first 500 meters gone in the men's single grand final. Right now, we've got 5 boats on the water. We had 6, but unfortunately, lane 5, that would be Isaac Murphy from Humboldt Bay, had an unfortunate flip. He is actually back in his boat and looks to be upright, so he will start again, and he is moving, so commend him for a very quick recovery on that. It is really unfortunate when that sort of thing happens, especially in a grand final, but he is sure to recover quickly and we'll continue to update you on his progress as we move down the course. But back to the leaders, right now our leader is going to come out of lane 4, and that would be lane 3, and that is Redwood Scullers. So Redwood Scullers with a 1 boat length lead over lane 1 from Brophy. Brophy sitting just ahead of lane 2, Waterford. So top cruise now, Redwood Scullers, followed by Brophy, and then Waterford. A little bit of open water back in that 4th place spot. We're going to go over to lane 4, that's Palo Alto. Palo Alto sitting bow to stern over Utah crew in lane 6. 750 meters down, grand final for the men's single. At 1,000 meters gone, the placement is still the same. We've got Redwood Scullers in the lead, but his lead has shrunk just slightly as Brophy has moved just slightly ahead and is sitting a little bit closer to the stern of his boat than he was about 500 meters before. So they're making slow progress up the course. So I'm keeping my eye on the sculler who had that unfortunate flip in the back. He's doing well, but he's moving really slowly up the course with the officials behind him. I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay, and he's doing a great job. Back to our leaders, Redwood Scullers continuing with the lead, Brophy really with a big charge there just past the 1,000-meter line, and Waterford right off of the stern deck of the Brophy boat. Palo Alto continuing in 4th, Utah in 5th. Coming down to the final 750 meters. And here they come for their final 500 meters. Redwood Scullers continuing to hold on to that lead, just slightly ahead of that hard-charging boat from Brophy. Brophy sitting in the same position with his stern just slightly ahead of the bow from Waterford. Palo Alto continuing in 4th, Utah in 5th, Humboldt Bay in 6th. Coming into the final 400 meters here. We'll turn it over to the finish line for the final race call.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the men's single final here. Currently in the lead is lane 3, Redwood Scullers, closely followed by lane 1, Brophy. It's too close to call right now from the finishing tent. And in third place position, we have Waterford coming out of lane 2. All Scullers are currently picking up their stroke rate coming in for the last 100 meters here. It still looks like lane 3 and lane 1 are battling it out for that gold medal position in the men's single final. And it's a photo finish between lane 1 and lane 3, Brophy and Redwood Scullers. Too close to call, and lane 2, Waterford, taking that third and final podium position. Ladies and gentlemen, we just finished up the men's single final. It looks like Humboldt was able to get back on the course and finishing the race. I'm going to go ahead and give you the alignment right now for the women's lightweight double final. In lane 1, we have Redwood Scullers. Lane 2, Artemis. Lane 3, Row LA. Lane 4, Xavier Prep. Lane 5, Cathedral. And lane 6, Artemis B.
And we're picking up the grand final for the women's lightweight double, currently approaching 750 meters in. In lane 2, Artemis already has a 1.5 boat length of open water lead over Redwood Scullers in lane 1. So Redwood in second place. They have about that same distance, about a length and a half of open water between themselves and Row LA. Row LA sitting bow to stern over the B boat from Artemis out in lane 6. So Artemis with 2 boats in this grand final. Their A boat in the lead, their B boat in 4th place. Now back to them by about a half a length of open water. It will be Xavier Prep in lane 4. They have an open water lead by about 1 length over Cathedral Catholic High School in lane 5. All boats now approaching 1,000 meters to go. This is the women's lightweight double. We saw some tremendous speed from Artemis in the heats this morning, and they're certainly proving that they are a crew to be reckoned with. Right now, 2 full boat lengths of open water for them over Redwood Scullers. Redwood Scullers also setting themselves apart from the rest of the competition. So about 2 boat lengths of open water between Redwood Scullers and Row LA. Row LA looking at a challenge from the Artemis B boat. Xavier Prep continuing in 5th, Cathedral Catholic in 6th. .750 meters to go. It is Artemis well out in front, really solidifying that gold medal positioning. They are followed by Redwood Scullers, looking good in lane 1, right against the shoreline. They have 1.5 boat lengths of open water over Row LA, but then that B boat from Artemis still sitting there just off of the stern deck. So as we have seen all afternoon, it is not over until it's over. So we'll keep our eye on that B boat from Artemis, as they are sure to try and change their positioning and possibly get into the hunt for a medal. Xavier Prep continuing in 5th, Cathedral Catholic in 6th. Coming up to the final 500 meters here, the grand final of the women's lightweight double.
Folks, what an exciting finish here. And as a reminder, the top 3 finishers for this event will be invited to the national championships. In first place, right now, we have Artemis in lane 2, followed closely by the Redwood Scullers. Artemis has a definite lead over the rest of the field, rowing cleanly and picking up the stroke rate for the last couple meters. They are followed by Redwood Scullers and Row LA.
That's Artemis B on the outside.
Artemis B is picking it up on the outside, fighting for that bronze medal with lane 3. Now unofficially taking second place are Redwood Scullers, followed by Row LA.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the finish for the women's lightweight double. Reminder, the top 3 boats from that race will be invited to compete at the Junior National Championships in New Jersey this summer. We have a start for the men's freshman 8. In lane 1, Newport. Lane 2, Pacific. Lane 3, San Diego. Lane 4, NorCal. Lane 5, Capital. And in lane 6, San Ignatius. We will turn it over to the announcers at the 500-meter line for the official call.
Frosh 8 final underway, and just past 500 meters, our leader will come out of lane 2. That's Pacific Rowing Club. Pacific posted a really fast time this morning in the heats, and right now they're proving that speed with a bow to stern advantage over Newport Aquatic Center. So top 2 boats already with a good amount of open water between themselves and the remaining field. In that 3rd place position, we're going to move over to lane 3, San Diego Rowing Club. So San Diego right now with 3 seats over NorCal. NorCal in 4th, but they are 7 seats over Capital. Capital bow to stern over St. Ignatius A, so St. Ignatius in 6th. Now there's a little bit of open water right now for Pacific, about 2 seats of open water as we approach 1,000 meters to go. Really taking advantage of that speed and power. There is Pacific with their bow first across the line at 1,000 meters to go. Almost 1 full boat length of open water between themselves and Newport. And then Newport with that same distance, 1 boat length of open water between themselves and San Diego. San Diego in 3rd, sitting there right in front of NorCal, but NorCal on the move. A little bit of open water for NorCal back to Capital. Capital still sitting in 5th with about 3 seats of open water between themselves and St. Ignatius. So NorCal looking to pull even with San Diego and maybe take away one of those medaling positions. Pacific just continuing to walk away and extend their lead out over Newport. Newport doing the same. So they're pushing themselves even farther away from the remaining field. Really the battle is going on right now between NorCal and San Diego for that 3rd or 4th place position. Right now the advantage going to NorCal, 2 seats over San Diego. Pacific now 2 full boat lengths of open water over Newport. Newport now sitting with just about a half a length of open water in front of NorCal. So NorCal pushing themselves a little bit farther, a little closer to Newport's lead. They now have 6 seats over San Diego. San Diego half a boat length of open water over Capital. Capital in 5th. St. Ignatius in 6th. Final 500 meters here. It is Pacific. They have led from start to finish. They are looking to be in that gold medal position, followed by Newport for the silver, NorCal for the bronze, but with San Diego chasing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the final few hundred meters of the men's freshman 8. In lane 2, Pacific is just taking this race from start to finish with open water over the rest of the field. Lane 1, Newport, is currently in second place, battling it out with lane 4, NorCal, and lane 3, San Diego. It looks like Pacific is taking this race in the men's freshman 8 with at least 2.5 to 3 bow lengths of open water over the rest of the field. In second place, coming out of lane 1, Newport takes that silver medal. And in third place, in lane 4, NorCal taking that final podium position. San Diego narrowly beats out Capital, and San Ignatius rounds off the field in 6th place. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lining up for the start of the Women's Novice 4 Final. In Lane 1, Sea-Base Rowing. Lane 2, Marina Aquatic Center. Lane 3, Marin. Lane 4, Oakland Strokes. Lane 5, Newport. And Lane 6, Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an official start for the Women's Novice 4 Final. We'll turn over to the officials on the water for our race call.
Women's Novice 4 Grand Final underway and approaching 500 meters in. Our leader is going to come out of lane 4. That is Oakland Strokes rowing out of lane 4. They have a slight lead over lane 2, Marina Aquatic Center. So two crews side by side at 500 meters in. Oakland slight lead over Marina. Marina sitting bow to stern over lane 1, Sea-Base rowing. So Sea-Base in third. They have a bow to stern advantage over two crews. That would be Marin and Newport. So Marin and Newport right next to each other, battling it out for that 4th or 5th place position. Pacific in the 6th place spot. Back to Marin and Newport by a bit of open water. But great racing here early on. No one taking the lead, the substantial lead like we've seen in some of the earlier races. So Oak right now with an advantage over Marina by about 1 seat. Marina sitting bow to stern over Sea-Base. Sea-Base looking for a little bit of open water over Marin and Newport. And just shy of 1,000 meters, it is Oakland for that lead. They now have moved up to a 3-seat advantage over Marina, and Marina sitting still bow to stern over Seabase. So the bow ball of that Seabase boat sitting on the stroke seat of the Marina Aquatic Center boat. A little bit of open water for Seabase over Marin, so Marin pushing themselves into that 4th place position. They now have 2 seats over Newport Aquatic Center with 1,000 meters to go. Pacific back by about a length and a half of open water in the 6th place spot. But now Marina making a big jump and pulling even with Oakland. Huge move by Marina there. They now have pulled up ahead of Oakland and have overtaken for that lead, now with 3 to 4 seats over Oakland. Marina Aquatic Center jumping back into that lead position, sitting now bow to stern over Oakland, Oakland bow to stern over Seabase. So Seabase still there in that 3rd place spot. They have stayed right there in the hunt, and they've got to watch out though for Marin. Marin known for its high level of fitness. We'll see what can happen here in this 3rd 500, but Marin in that 4th place spot still within contact to Seabase. Marin pulling up bow to stern over Newport Aquatic Center. Pacific a little bit off the pack here in that 6th place spot. But back to the leaders, Marina still with the 4-seat lead over Oakland, and Oakland still bow to stern over Seabase. Here goes Marina coming into that final 500. They have now pulled clear of Oakland. A little bit of open water for them as they come into the final 500 meters. Seabase still in 3rd, just slightly ahead of Marin. Marin still in 4th, bow to stern over Newport. Pacific in 6th. Coming into the spectator area, this is the grand final for the women's novice 4. We'll turn it over to the finish line for the final strokes.
As we come into the finish, it looks like Lane 2, Marina Aquatic Center, is in 1st place, followed by Marin A. Unofficially, Marina Aquatic Center is getting 1st place, followed by Marin A. For 3rd place, there's a fight between 1st lane and 3rd lane, and it looks like Seabase Rowing has taken that. Ladies and gentlemen, the next event is the men's third Varsity 8 final. In Lane 1, we have Newport A. Lane 2, Oakland Strokes. Lane 3, Marin A. Lane 4, Oakland Strokes B. Lane 5, Marin B. Lane 6, Marina Aquatic Center A.
Grand final for the men's third Varsity 8, just past 500 meters in. We've got 2 boats from Marin, 2 boats from Oakland. So I'll try to be clear with my calls. Coming up to 750 meters in, it is Oakland Strokes and their A boat in the lead. They have 7 seats over Newport rowing out of lane 1. Newport in second, 3 seats over Marin A. So top 3 boats right here, Oakland followed by Newport and then Marin. Back to them by a bit of open water. It will be Marina Aquatic Center in lane 6. In that 4th place position, they have 3 seats over the B boat from Oakland. So Oakland in that 5th place spot, and with about 6 seats over Marin B in lane 5. But 3 crews, as they approach the 1,000-meter line, they have really put them a lot of distance between themselves and the remaining 3 boats. Oakland looking for that open water lead as we come into the halfway point. Right now, with their stern deck just past the bow ball of the Marin boat, Newport maybe with a slight advantage for that 2nd place position. Too close to call right now as they come across 1,000 meters to go. So between Newport and Marin, it's a toss-up. It could be Marin, it could be Newport. Really depends on whose blades are in the water. I'm going to give a slight advantage going back to Newport for that 2nd place spot. Now back to them by about a length and a half of open water. Marina continues to hold on to that 4th place position, just slightly ahead of the B boat from Oakland. And then with Marin B in that 6th place position. And now here comes Marin, back to our leaders, Marin A. In that time that I was telling you about 4th, 5th, and 6th place, Marin took a big jump and they pulled ahead of Newport. So now Marin in 2nd place, that bow ball on the stern deck of the Oakland boat. Newport slipping back to 3rd. 750 meters to final of the men's 3rd Varsity 8. Oakland in lane 2, pushing themselves a little bit farther away from Marin. They now have 2 seats of open water coming into the final 500. Marin now sitting with 4 seats over Newport. Now back to Newport by 2 lengths of open water. It is a 3-way tie for 4th, 5th, or 6th. I'm going to give a slight advantage right now to that Oakland B boat, maybe just a couple of inches in front of both Marina and Marin B. Coming into the spectator area, though, it will be Oakland out in front, open water over Marin A. Marin A 1 length over Newport.
As we enter the last couple hundred meters of the race, the top 3 boats are pretty solid, with Oakland Strokes in first place, followed by Marin A and Newport. The race really is for that fourth place position, with Oakland Strokes B, Marin B, and Marina Aquatic Center A. Coming into the finish, unofficially, Oakland Strokes A has captured first place, followed by Marin A and Newport. Now, coming into fourth place, it is a close race between lane 4 and lane 5. That is Oakland Strokes B and Marin B. Ladies and gentlemen, event number 60, the women's third varsity 8 final. In lane 1, Oakland Strokes. In lane 2, Capital. In lane 3, Marin. In lane 4, NorCal Crew. In lane 5, River City. And in lane 6, Marina Aquatic Center.
The grand final for the women's third varsity 8 is approaching 500 meters in, and we're looking at our leader right now coming out of lane 2. That is Capital Crew. Capital Crew sitting with their stern deck on the bow ball of that Marin boat. So Marin rowing out of lane 3. Marin in that second place position, sitting just slightly ahead of NorCal, and NorCal about 2 seats ahead of Oakland. Oakland rowing out of lane 1. Now back in that 5th place spot by a little bit of open water, it's going to be lane 6, Marina Aquatic Center. Marina sitting 7 seats over River City. But Capital Crew, the girls that own this lake every single day, they know every single inch of this race course, definitely taking advantage of that hometown feel, and they now have walked themselves to a 7-seat lead over Marin. In second. They have 8 seats now over NorCal, and NorCal sitting bow to stern astern over Oakland. Oakland rowing out of lane 1. 750 meters in. All crews still within pretty close contact to each other. Marina Aquatic Center still in 5th. 4 seats over River City in 6th. Capital crew pushing themselves a little bit farther away from Marin as they approach 1,000 meters to go. Coxon sitting on the bow ball of the Marin boat. And now Marin pushing themselves a little bit farther away from NorCal. So just inching themselves forward. We'll see what happens with those moves at the 1,000-meter mark. But NorCal solidly in that 3rd place position, bow to stern over Oakland. Oakland bow to stern over Marina. Marina Aquatic Center in 5th. Still sitting about 2 to 3 seats over River City. And now Capital has pulled clear of Marin, and a little bit of open water for them as they come in to the final 750 meters. This is the grand final for the women's 3rd varsity 8. So really attesting to the depth of the team for Capital this year. Doing a really nice job now with about 3 seats of open water over Marin. Marin still sitting bow to stern over NorCal. NorCal with a bit of open water over Oakland. Top 3 crews, Capital followed by Marin, then NorCal, and then a great race heating up in the final 3 boats. Oakland still in that 4th place position, but with Marina and River City pushing each other hard, they've taken away a little bit of the lead that Oakland had. So Oakland in 4th, sitting with about 5 seats over Marina. Marina still 2 seats over River City. Oakland on the move there in lane 1. They've taken a couple of seats away from NorCal's 3rd place spot. They're still in 4th, but they are on the move. Back to the leader. Capital has continued to walk away here. Final 500 meters for them. They know they are in a solid gold medal position, and they're going to put on a show as they come in front of the spectator area. It is Capital crew for the gold, followed by Marin for the silver, NorCal for the bronze, with Oakland, Marina, and River City chasing.
Folks, it's a tight race for the last 3 boats. In the front, though, Capital is in 1st place, followed by Marin, and then NorCal crew. Oakland Strokes is hot on NorCal's heels, and River City and Marina are fighting to get 4th place. Capital is rowing strong as they enter the last few meters of this race, confidently taking 1st place. Followed closely by Marin, and then in lane 4, NorCal crew is fighting it out with River City. Ladies and gentlemen, event 61 of the men's novice for the quad in the grand final has just started. In lane 1, Redwood Scullers. Lane 2, Long Beach Junior Crew. Lane 3, San Diego. Lane 4, Newport. Lane 5, North Bay. And lane 6, Sea-Base Rowing. We'll pass it along to the officials that are following the race on the water.
And all crews just past 500 meters in. This is the grand final for the men's Coxed Novice Quad. Right now we have our leader coming out of lane 2. That will be Long Beach Juniors. They have 1 seat over Redwood Scullers in lane 1. Redwood Scullers sitting with 3 seats over lane 3, San Diego Rowing Club. Now bow to stern advantage for San Diego over our 4th place crew from lane 6, that's Sea-Base Rowing. They have separated themselves out by a little bit of open water over 5th place Newport Aquatic Center and Newport bow to stern over North Bay. All boats just at 750 meters in. As we approach 1,000 meters, Long Beach continues to move, now with 3 seats over Redwood Scullers, and Redwood Scullers still sitting there 4 seats over San Diego. These top 3 boats pushing themselves a little bit farther away from the remaining 4. In that 4th place position, it will be Sea-Base Rowing. They have about a length of open water over both Newport and North Bay. So Newport and North Bay very, very close to each other. Very slight advantage for that 5th place spot. Going to go to Newport. Very patient rowing by Redwood Scullers in lane 1. They have taken a little bit of that lead away from Long Beach, taken just about 1 seat. So Long Beach still in the lead, but now just by 2 seats over Redwood Scullers. Redwood Scullers pulling themselves a little bit farther away from San Diego. San Diego still in 3rd. At 750 meters, we're still seeing some overlap between these top 3 boats. So we'll see what happens here as we approach the finish. As we've seen all afternoon, it is not over till it's over, and we see a lot of crews that have just a blistering last 500. So right now, we've got Long Beach in the lead, sitting with their stern deck on the bow deck of Redwood Scullers' boat, and same thing, bow to stern for Redwood over San Diego. San Diego with a little bit of open water over Sea-Base. Sea-Base doing a really nice job holding tight fight, seeing if they can get back in contention for one of those medaling positions. Now back to them by a couple lengths of open water. Newport continues in 5th, followed by North Bay right off of them. Final 500 meters, it is Long Beach right now in the lead, 4 seats over Redwood Scullers. San Diego in 3rd.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the final of the men's novice cox quad as Long Beach in lane 2 has the lead over lane 1 Redwood Scullers and lane 3 San Diego. As we're coming in the last few meters here, all crews are raising their stroke rate for that final sprint, and it looks like lane 2 Long Beach will take the win, followed by lane 1 Redwood Scullers and San Diego. Seabase will take 4th, and North Bay is overtaking Newport for that 5th place in the men's novice cox squad. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lining up for a start of the women's single final. In lane 1, Marina Aquatic Center. Lane 2, Seabase. Lane 3, SoCal Scullers. Lane 4, Tempe Town Lake Rowing. Lane 5, NorCal. And lane 6, Tempe Junior.
And just past 500 meters, we are into the grand final for the women's single. And right now we're looking at lane 2, Seabase Rowing, with a pretty good lead right now over lane 1 from Marina Aquatic Center. So Seabase posted a pretty fast time this morning in the heats, showing that her technique and her fitness were at a very, very high level. And she's proving that right now in the grand final early on. So already with 1 boat length of open water over Marina Aquatic Center. Marina with about a seat or so of open water over lane 4, Tempe Town Lake. In the 4th place spot, we're going to move over to lane 5. That's NorCal. NorCal looking good with just a slight lead over SoCal Scullers in lane 3. And then back to her by a bit of open water. It will be lane 6, Tempe Juniors. Boats now approaching 1,000 meters in, and Fernley from Seabase really doing a nice job as she inches a little bit farther away from the rest of the field. Marina Aquatic Center still holding on in that 2nd place position, but looking at a pretty big challenge coming out of lane 4 from Tempe Town Lake Rowing. So Tempe Town now just pulling even with Marina Aquatic Center at the halfway point. A lot of these girls, I will note, most likely are doubling out of another event. They're usually at the top of their game in terms of where they're at on their varsity teams. And so we're going to see a really high level of fitness, high level of technical proficiency. And Fernley right now from Seabase doing a really nice job demonstrating that. Tempe Town Lake moving into that 2nd place position over Marina Aquatic Center. Marina in 3rd. Now there's quite a bit of distance between 3rd place Marina and our 4th place crew from NorCal. So NorCal sitting just slightly ahead of McGill from SoCal Scullers, and then back by water in 6th place it is Tempe Junior in lane 6. Meters to go. Fernley continues to lead. She hasn't extended her lead that much more now. That Sculler from Tempe Town Lake really put on a big push there at the 1,000-meter line. And she's moved up about a full boat length over Marina Aquatic Center. So again, top 3 boats with a good amount of open water over the remaining 3. NorCal continuing in 4th, SoCal Scullers in 5th, and now Tempe Junior in 6th. We'll turn it over to the spectator area and the finish line for the final 500 meters. This is the grand final for the women's single. This is an event that progresses to the U.S. Rowing Youth National Championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the final of the women's single. As lane 2, Seabase Rowing, is just dominating the field right now. In lane 4, Tempe Town Lake Rowing is in second place over Marina Aquatic Center in lane 1. Coming through the finish line right now, lane 2, Seabase Rowing takes the win over Tempe Town in lane 4, and followed by Marina Aquatic Center in lane 3. Remember that the top 3 boats will get invitations to compete at the Junior National Championships this summer in New Jersey.
The last grand final of the afternoon is currently underway and just past 500 meters in. Let me go ahead and set the lanes for you. In lane 1, Tempe Juniors. Lane 2, Casitas Rowing. Lane 3, Redwood Scullers. Lane 4, Redwood Scullers. Lane 5, Artemis. And lane 6, Brophy. This is the men's lightweight double grand final. And in the lead, we're going to look at lane 4, Redwood Scullers, with a slight lead over lane 1, Tempe Juniors. And then in that third place position, right behind Tempe Juniors, it will be Redwood Scullers. And I'm not sure whether it's an A boat or a B boat. I'll just call out lanes. So needless to say, we've got 2 Redwood Scullers boats here. And they are already in a good medaling position. Now back to them by about a length of open water. It's going to be lane 2, Casitas Rowing. So Casitas Rowing in 4th, very close to Artemis A in lane 5. Now back by about a length and a half of open water in the final 6th place will be Brophy rowing out of lane 6. But right now our leaders are going to be both boats from Redwood Scullers, lane 4 and lane 3. As we come to the halfway point, Redwood Scullers leading their teammates, the other Redwood Scullers boat, just by a couple of feet. And then the same thing for Redwood Scullers over Tempe Juniors. So those top 3 boats very, very near each other. And we'll wait to see who can make a move here in this third 500. Right behind them, it's going to be Casitas Rowing. They're in that 4th place spot, sitting bow to stern over Artemis. Back to Artemis by about a length and a half of open water will continue to be Brophy in that 6th place position. But now the 2 boats from Redwood Scullers literally stroke for stroke, side by side. We heard someone in one of the Redwood Scullers boat call out a move as their teammates just took a big move in lane 3 and passed them. So the boat that was in 2nd is now in 1st. So lane 4 looking across at lane 3, and they're going for each other stroke for stroke. And you know that they probably do this every day in practice. This has got to be a fun thing for them to do in the grand finals here of the lightweight double. Potentially both these boats qualifying for the Youth National Championships. Now they're pushing each other so hard, they are now a little bit of open water in front of the crew from Tempe Juniors. Tempe Juniors about a half a boat length of open water in front of Casitas Rowing. Casitas in fourth. They have about a length of open water over Artemis, and then Brophy continuing in that 6th place spot. So keep your eye on the race between lanes 3 and lane 4, both boats from the same team. In a medaling position, it just really depends on what color they want.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the final of the men's lightweight double. Remember that the top 3 crews will automatically receive an invitation to the men's junior national championships in New Jersey this summer. Looks like lane 4 is battling it out with lane 3, both from Redwood Scullers. They both easily qualified in their respective heats. It looks like lane 4 is taking the lead over lane 3. Both Redwood Scullers taking first and 2nd. But lane 1 is charging. Tempe Junior is charging here. Redwood Scullers will take first and 2nd. Tempe Junior takes that final podium position unofficially. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a start for the women's lightweight 4, Heat 1. Lane 1, Long Beach. Lane 2, Marin A. Lane 3, Seabase. Lane 4, Baytown Lake Rowing, B.
Paid off. Oh, yeah? Yep.
Folks, we have a clean start to the women's... Sorry about that. We have a clean start to the women's lightweight 4, Heat 1, with top 2 qualifying for the grand final. Right now, those top 2 appear to be Lane 1 and Lane 2. Lane 1, Long Beach Junior Crew A, and Lane 2, Marin A, followed by Seabase Rowing, San Diego, Oakland Strokes, and Tempe Town. We will periodically update you. Lane 1 and Lane 2 are sitting comfortably in the lead, with Lane 1 2 boat lengths ahead of the competition. So from this angle here, it looks like first place is Long Beach, followed by Marin A, with Oakland Strokes in Lane 5. As a reminder, the top 2 boats for this race will be going to the grand final. Those top 2 boats right now look like Long Beach Junior Crew and Marin A. With Long Beach comfortably taking the first place, followed by Marin, and in lane 5, Oakland Strokes coming in third place, followed by Seabase Rowing. San Diego in fourth place, followed by Tempe Town Lake Rowing. Followed by Tempe Town Lake Rowing B-Boat. Heat 2 of the women's lightweight 4 has started. In lane 1, Los Gatos A. In lane 2, Marina Aquatic Center A. In lane 3, Long Beach Junior Crew B. Lane 4, Casitas Rowing A. Lane 5, Palo Alto A. Lane 6, Oakland Strokes B. Just crossing the 500, it is Los Gatos A in first place, followed very closely by Marina Aquatic Center in lane 2. Two seats down on Marina Aquatic Center is lane 4, Casitas Rowing. As we approach the halfway mark, Los Gatos has still taken hold of the lead, followed by Marina Aquatic Center. As we come into the last 500 meters of this race, nothing much has changed. Los Gatos is still in first place, followed by Marina Aquatic Center. And Los Gatos has held a comfortable lead across the field as they approach the last 100 meters of this race, followed by Marina Aquatic Center and Casitas Rowing.
And heat 3 of the women's lightweight 4 are currently underway and at 500 meters in. Let me go ahead and set the lanes for you. River City in lane 1, NorCal lane 2, lane 3 Pacific, lane 4 Tempe Town Lake, lane 5 Xavier Prep, and lane 6 Redwood Scullers. And let me just say, Xavier Prep had a problem right off of the start. I believe that there is something wrong with their steering mechanism, as they did stop rowing for quite some time and are now being followed by the officials. So it looks like there's some sort of technical problem in that boat, so they have been left behind by the other 5 boats. And right now, let's go ahead and get our placement here as we approach 750 meters in. Our leader is going to come out of lane 3. That's Pacific Rowing Club. They are sitting with 1 seat over NorCal crew. Both of those boats with very quick starts. We were up at the start for the beginning of this race and just really shot off the starts. And now Pacific in the lead, now by 3 seats over NorCal. Now back to NorCal by about 1 length of open water. It's going to be River City. River City sitting with a little bit of open water over Redwood Scullers. Redwood Scullers traditionally known for their strength in the sculling boats, as their name attests to, but every so often they put together a sweep boat and do a really, really commendable job, and they're doing a nice job here in this heat of the lightweight 4. So Redwood Scullers sitting in that 4th place position. They have about 2 seats over Tempe Town Lake. Tempe Town Lake rowing out of lane 4. And again, lane 5, Xavier Prep crew encountering some sort of technical difficulty. And at 1,000 meters to go, it is Pacific sitting bow to stern over NorCal. And for those of you who are fairly new to the sport of rowing, the lightweight weight limit is 130 pounds for these ladies. So we know that and really at the top of their game, often much faster even than open weight boats. But right now, these lightweight women just past 1,000 meters. Pacific now with open water over NorCal. NorCal in that second place and qualifying position. They have about a length and a half of open water over River City and 2 lengths of open water between them and the Redwood Scullers. Redwood Scullers sitting with 4 seats over Tempe Town Lake. And coming into the final 600 meters here of Heat 3 of the women's lightweight 4, top 2 boats to advance to the grand finals tomorrow. That lead boat will be Pacific. They have led from start to finish here, and they still have about a half a boat length of open water over NorCal. NorCal looking very strong and solid, a little bit more patient on the stroke rating with a boat length of open water over River City. River City looking very solid here along the shoreline in lane 1. They have about 2 and a half lengths of open water over Redwood Scullers, and Redwood Scullers still sitting with 1 boat length over Tempe Town Lake. We'll bring it into the finish line area for this heat, Heat 3 of the women's lightweight 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, watching the last few hundred meters of the women's lightweight 4, Heat 3. Top 2 boats will move on to the grand final tomorrow. Currently in the lead is Pacific out of lane 3, followed by NorCal Crew in lane 2 and River City in lane 1. It looks like Pacific will take the win here with open water over NorCal Crew in lane 2. NorCal with open water over River City. Remember, top 2 boats will qualify for the grand final. Looks like those will be Pacific and NorCal Crew. In 3rd place, we had River City, followed by 4th place, Redwood Scullers. It's like 5th place, Redwood Scullers, followed by Xavier Prep for that final 6th place. Ladies and gentlemen, we're lining up for the start of the men's pair Heat 1. In Lane 1, San Diego. Lane 2, Upper Natoma Rowing Club. Lane 3, Long Beach Junior. Lane 4, North Bay. Lane 5, Oakland Strokes. Lane 6, Tempe Junior. And Lane 7, Oakland Tech Rowing. Top 3 boats from this heat will move on to the grand final.
Heat 1 of the men's pair currently underway and approaching 500 meters in. We have 7 boats on the course, and right now our leader is going to come out of lane 2. That's Upper Natoma Rowing Club. They have a bit of open water right now over our second place crew from Long Beach Juniors, sitting just 2 seats above North Bay as well as San Diego. So North Bay and San Diego, I'm going to give a slight advantage for that third place spot right now to North Bay. San Diego in 4th, and then back a ways in that 5th place position, it's going to be lane 7, Oakland Tech Rowing Club. Oakland Tech sitting with their stern deck just off of the bow ball of the crew from Tempe Juniors. So Tempe Juniors in 6th, they are sitting bow to stern over Oakland Strokes. In this heat, this is heat 1 of 2, the top 3 boats will advance to the grand finals, and right now we have the 4 lead boats racing furiously towards that 750-meter line, and North Bay doing a really nice job here out of lane 4, trying to see if they can come up and perhaps challenge for one of those qualifying positions. Natoma continuing with an open water lead, followed closely by Long Beach Juniors, and then North Bay right behind, just maybe by 1 seat to Long Beach. San Diego now in 4th. And as we come to 1,000 meters to go, Upper Natoma continuing to hold on to a lead with a slight bit of open water over Long Beach, but now with San Diego coming up to pull even with Long Beach and North Bay. So 3 boats straight across at the 1,000-meter line, trying to lock in one of those 3 qualifying positions. And right now it's too close to call between San Diego, Long Beach, and North Bay. They have left the other 3 crews pretty far behind, several lengths of open water back. In that 5th place spot is going to be Oakland Tech. They are just a little ways in front of the crew from Tempe Juniors, with Oakland Strokes in that 7th place position. Now, while Upper Natoma had an open water lead, they've watched that lead change. They still have a slight lead here, but no more open water. It is now North Bay moving into that second place position and looking to pull even with Upper Natoma for the lead. Long Beach now in third, San Diego in fourth, but these boats are very, very close to each other. So we'll see what happens. Final 750 meters here, heat one of the men's pair. Great racing coming into the final 500 meters here. Right now we're looking at 4 boats straight across with San Diego now pulling into the lead. San Diego overtaking that lead position from Upper Natoma in second, and then too close to call between Long Beach and North Bay. We'll turn it over to the spectator area and the finish line for the final 500 meters, heat one of the men's pair.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching Heat 1 of the men's pair. Top 3 boats will advance to the grand final. It seems like it's a fairly close race right now between lanes 1, 2, 3, and 4 as they battle for those top 3 positions. A lot can change here in the last 100 meters as they sprint. It looks like lane 4, North Bay is taking the lead here, followed by Long Beach in lane 3, and lane 1, San Diego for that final qualifying position, moving on to the grand final. Upper Natoma just a few feet away from being able to qualify for the grand final in 4th place. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a start for the men's pair, Heat 2. Top 3 will be advancing to the grand final. Lane 1, Pacific. Lane 2, Marina Aquatic Center. Lane 3, NorCal. Lane 4, Capital. Lane 5, Marin. Lane 6, Palo Alto. And in Lane 7, Marin B.
And we're already well underway in Heat 2 of the men's pair. All these boats now pass 1,000 meters. Right now, we have Capital Crew in the lead, rowing out of Lane 4. They have a 2-seat advantage over Marina Aquatic Center in Lane 1. So these two boats now with a bit of open water over the rest of the field. In that third place position, we're going to move over to Lane 3. That's NorCal. NorCal sitting just ahead of the entry from Marin, Marin A. There's 2 Marin boats out here, so Marin A in 4th. Now back to them by a couple lengths of open water will be the Marin B boat, and Marin B with quite a bit of open water over Palo Alto. And in the trailing position in Lane 1, Pacific. Pacific having a little bit of trouble with their course, so adding a few meters onto that 2,000 meter distance. They look like they're back in their lane now and progressing well up the course. But a pair, very difficult to row. These oarsmen really just using the power of either their port side or their starboard side blade, steering mechanism attached to the tow, but basically they are using their power and clean catches to steer that boat straight. So very difficult to row. All these guys doing a really nice job in this heat. But now it's Capital that's having a really good day here. A little bit of open water for them over Marina, with NorCal right next to Marina, looking actually like they're pulling even here in the final 400 meters. And then take a look at Marin out of Lane 5. 3 boats to qualify for the grand finals. Is it going to be Marina, NorCal, or Marin? Go ahead, finish line. Having a good day.
Can you go ahead and announce that lineup?
That is Capital with the lead, and then it's too close to call for me right now. Marina, NorCal, and Marin are in a 3-way tie right now for a 2nd, 3rd, or 4th.
Live there when you said that. Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the end of Heat 2 of the men's pair. Top 3 will advance to the grand final. It looks like Lane 4, Capital, is in the lead. Followed by Marin and NorCal battling it out for that 2nd and 3rd position. NorCal will take that 2nd place spot over Marin in 3rd. Marina takes 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be starting the women's quad Heat 1 in Lane 1, Long Beach Junior Crew. Lane 2, Upper Natoma. Lane 3, Redwood Scullers. Lane 4, Redwood Scullers. Lane 5, Artemis. Lane 6, San Diego. And Lane 7, Palo Alto. Top 3 boats will advance to the grand final.
And the first of 2 heats for the women's quad currently underway and just past 500 meters. We've got 7 boats on the water, and right now we've got Long Beach with a quick start out in lane 1 with 1 length of open water over lane 2, Upper Natoma. Upper Natoma sitting bow to stern over Redwood Scullers in lane 3. The Redwood Scullers in that 3rd place position. They are bow to stern over Artemis in lane 5. Now back in that 5th place position, we're going to move out to lane 7. That's Palo Alto. They are sitting with 2 seats over lane 6, San Diego. And then San Diego sitting 2 seats over the next entry from Redwood Scullers, rowing out of lane 4. Excellent blade work and timing coming out of that Long Beach boat. Coming into the halfway point, they have about a length and a half of open water over Upper Natoma, and now there's a little bit of open water for Upper Natoma over Redwood Scullers. Top 3 boats to qualify for the grand finals tomorrow. Right now, Redwood Scullers, they have 2 entries here, and their A boat is currently in that 3rd place position as we come across 1,000 meters to go. Back to Redwood Scullers by about a length and a half, it will be Artemis. Artemis sitting with a bit of open water over Palo Alto, and Palo Alto maybe 1 seat, Palo Alto in that 5th place spot with maybe 1 seat over San Diego. Very close, San Diego making a big move there at the 1,000. Now San Diego has 1 length over the final entry from Redwood Scullers. And all boats rowing cleanly. This is a very fast boat, oftentimes almost able to match of an 8. This is an event that's contested at the Youth National Championships, and the Southwest region is always traditionally one of the strongest entries at that event. 750 meters to go for Long Beach. Looking pretty solid, relaxed, confident there along the shoreline. They're followed by Upper Natoma and Redwood Scullers. Artemis still in 4th. Palo Alto in 5th, just barely holding off San Diego and the other boat from Redwood Scullers.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Heat 1 of the women's quad. Top 3 boats will advance to the grand final tomorrow. Currently in the lead, Long Beach in lane 1, followed by Upper Natoma in lane 2. And in that final qualifying position, Redwood Scullers in lane 3. All three have open water over the rest of the field. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting the women's quad Heat 2. Top 3 boats will advance to the grand final. In lane 1, San Diego. Lane 2, California Yacht. Lane 3, Long Beach Junior Crew. Lane 4, Marina Aquatic Center. Lane 5, Xavier Prep. Lane 6, Newport. And Lane 7, Stockton. Top 3 boats will advance to the grand final tomorrow.
And Heat 2 of the women's quad just past 500 meters in, again with 7 boats on the water. We have our leader coming out of lane 1, San Diego Rowing Club, sitting just 1 seat in front of California Yacht Club in lane 2. Now San Diego and Cal Yacht Club have a little bit of open water over Long Beach rowing out of lane 3, and this is the B boat entry from Long Beach. Again, a testament to the depth of their sculling program. We saw their other entry, their A boat entry in the earlier heat with a very commanding lead. And now we see their B boat entry with the possibility of qualifying for the grand finals tomorrow. They're in that 3rd place position at 750 meters in. They have about a length and a half of open water over the entry from Newport rowing out of lane 6. So Newport in 4th. They have a 4-seat advantage over lane 7, Stockton, and Stockton sitting 2 seats over Xavier Prep. Xavier Prep sitting 3 seats over Marina Aquatic Center, so Marina in 7th. But now back to the leaders. San Diego still holding on to that lead just by about a seat and a half over California Yacht Club. Boat speed picking up here as we come into the third 500. San Diego taking their stroke rate up just a little bit and coming up 3 seats over California Yacht Club. Now California Yacht has pushed themselves a little bit further away from the B entry from Long Beach, so now 2 boat lengths of open water between themselves and Long Beach. And Long Beach sitting with about a length and a half of open water over Newport, with Stockton back in that 6th place spot. It will be Xavier Prep. They have a little bit of open water over Marina Aquatic Center in 7th place. Coming into the final 500 meters here of Heat 2 for the women's quad. Again, top 3 boats advance to the grand finals. And right now we have San Diego and California Yacht Club really just staying side by side for the entire distance of this race. Slight advantage going to San Diego by about 1 to 2 seats. Long Beach B in that 3rd place position, back by about 2 lengths of open water behind San Diego and Cal Yacht Club. And then Newport in 4th, Stockton in 5th, Xavier Prep in 6th, Marina in 7th.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching Heat 2 of the women's squad. Top 3 boats will advance to the grand final tomorrow. It looks like San Diego, rowing out of lane 1, is in the lead, followed by California Yacht in lane 2 and Long Beach in lane 3. San Diego will take the win here, about bow to stern with California Yacht in lane 2, and about 3 boats of open water back is Long Beach for that final qualifying position, moving on to the grand final tomorrow. Newport will take 4th, Stockton 5th, Xavier Prep is currently in 6th, followed by Marina Aquatic in 7th. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting men's lightweight 4, Heat 1 of 3. Top 2 will advance to the grand final. In lane 1, Newport. Lane 2, Marin. Lane 3, Capital. Lane 4, Upper Natoma Rowing Club. Lane 5, Berkeley. And lane 6, Oakland Strokes B. Top 2 boats will advance to the grand final.
right, here we go with Heat 1 of the men's lightweight 4. There will be 3 heats in this event. Top 2 boats to qualify for the grand finals. And right now, we're looking at 3 boats very, very close to each other with a slight advantage going to lane 1 at Newport. Newport sitting with maybe 2 seats over Marin, and Marin 3 seats over Capital. Now back to Capital by about a length and a half of open water. It's going to be Upper Natoma Rowing Club. Upper Natoma sitting with 3 seats over Berkeley High School. And then it looks as if lane 6, Oakland Strokes, is not there. So that might be a scratch. So lane 6 is open. 5 boats currently on the course. Again, top 2 to advance to the grand finals. Newport now pulling up 3 seats over Marin, and Marin now bow to stern over Capital. At 1,000 meters, Newport still holding on to a 3-seat lead over Marin, but now Marin pulling just a little bit farther away from Capital with 1 length of open water over 3rd place Capital Crew. Upper Natoma continuing in 4th, followed by Berkeley High School. All crews now past 1,000 meters. Meters to go for Newport. They have led from the start here with Marin right off of their stern. So Newport still in the lead just by 3 seats. Marin right there next to them, and then back by 2 lengths of open water. It will be Capital in that 3rd place position. Upper Natoma and Berkeley High School very close to each other from my vantage point. Too close to call between who has that 4th or 5th place position. But what we do know is only 2 boats will qualify for the grand finals. Unofficially, that looks to be Newport and Marin.
As we approach the last 100 meters of the men's lightweight 4, Heat 1, Newport is in the lead, followed closely by Marin. Capital in 3rd place. These top 2 boats, Newport and Marin, looks like they will be qualifying for the grand final. Both crews rowing well, Newport raising their stroke rate. And coming across the finish line, Newport with first place, followed by Marin in second. 4 boat lengths behind Marin, Capital is rowing into third place, followed by Upper Natoma and Berkeley. And we've started Heat 2 of the men's lightweight 4 in Lane 1, Casitas Rowing. Lane 2, NorCal Crew. Lane 3, Long Beach Junior Crew. Lane 4, North Bay. Lane 5, San Diego. And in Lane 6, Berkeley B.
And we are into Heat 2 of the men's lightweight 4. Right now we've got NorCal out in front, just past 500 meters in. They are followed by Long Beach rowing out of Lane 3. Long Beach sitting just a couple of seats in front of Casitas rowing out of Lane 1. In our 4th place position and just off of the stern deck of Casitas' boat will be San Diego. San Diego in 4th with about a length of open water over North Bay. North Bay sitting with about a length and a half of open water over Berkeley High School, and this is their B boat entry for Berkeley. All boats at 750 meters. I wish I had a stroke rate monitor so that I could tell you what stroke rate NorCal is at. They are substantially understroking the rest of the field and just getting a tremendous amount of boat run out. They've got about a length of open water over Long Beach and Casitas. But NorCal just really looking like a dominant boat here in this lightweight men's event. And while NorCal walks away with this heat just past 1,000 meters, it is Casitas that has moved themselves into that second place and possibly qualifying position. So top 2 boats to qualify for the grand finals. Casitas moving themselves into that second place position, now sitting with 3 seats over Long Beach Juniors. Back by a half a length of open water, San Diego continues in 4th, North Bay in 5th, Berkeley High School in 6th. of the men's lightweight 4 sees NorCal crossing over 500 meters to go. They have about 2 lengths of open water between themselves and Casitas. Casitas sitting with 4 seats over Long Beach. So coming to the wire here, there's only 2 boats that are going to progress to the grand finals. And we're looking at Casitas right now in that second place position, but with Long Beach chasing. So Long Beach taking up their stroke rating here. Casitas still at their base rate. So let's see what they got in the tanks for the final 300 meters. San Diego continuing in 4th, North Bay in 5th, Berkeley High School in 6th.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the men's lightweight 4, Heat 2. Only 2 boats will advance to the grand final. It looks like Lane 2, NorCal, is currently in the lead, followed by Lane 1, Casitas Rowing. Long Beach is chasing in the sprint here to take that final qualifying position, but it looks like Casitas in Lane 1 currently has a lead over Long Beach. Casitas is bringing up their stroke rate, trying to secure that second place position to qualify for the grand final. It looks like NorCal, followed by Casitas, and then Long Beach in 3rd. Only two boats move on to the grand final. They are followed by San Diego in 4th, North Bay currently in 5th, and Berkeley B in 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, we're preparing for the start of the men's lightweight 4, Heat 3. Only the top 2 boats will move on to the grand final tomorrow. In Lane 1, Marina Aquatic Center. Lane 2, Seabase Rowing. Lane 3 will remain empty. Lane 4, Redwood Scullers. And Lane 5, Los Gatos.
And the final heat of the men's lightweight 4 currently underway and coming just past 500 meters. We have 4 boats on the water. Lane 3 was a scratch, so just 4 boats here. Only 2 boats will qualify for the grand finals, and right now we have Seabase rowing out of lane 2, currently in the lead. They have about 1 length of open water over lane 4, Redwood Scullers, and Redwood Scullers sitting with 2 lengths of open water over Marina Aquatic Center, rowing out of lane 1. Now Marina in third has a length of open water over Los Gatos Rowing Club in lane 5. All boats now at 1,000 meters. Seabase rowing really out there just uncontested with a couple lengths of open water between themselves and Redwood Scullers. So again, Redwood Scullers putting out a sweep boat. They do that occasionally and they always tend to do really well. Back to them by about 2 lengths of open water. Marina Aquatic Center continues in third. Just off of their stern deck, it will be Los Gatos rounding out this heat. But it is Seabase all alone out in front. They are coming into their final 750 meters and looking very strong, rowing at a very low stroke rate because they can look down the rest of the course and see where their competition is. They can save a little bit of that energy for the grand finals tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the last few hundred meters of the men's lightweight 4, Heat 3. The top 2 will advance to the grand final tomorrow. It looks like Seabase rowing out of lane 2 is currently in first place, followed by Redwood Scullers in lane 4. Seabase rowing is dominating the rest of the field with 4 or 5 bow lengths of open water over Redwood Scullers in lane 4. Unofficially here in the men's lightweight 4, Heat 3. In 4th place, out of lane 5, Los Gatos. In 3rd, lane 1, Marine Aquatic Center. In lane 4, 2nd place and qualifying for the grand final, Redwood Scullers. And in lane 2, also qualifying for the grand final tomorrow, Sea-Base Rowing. Ladies and gentlemen, shortly we'll be starting the women's pair, Heat 1. Top 3 will move on to the grand final tomorrow. In lane 1, San Diego. Lane 2, Pacific. Lane 3, Oakland Strokes. Lane 4, California Yacht. Lane 5, Palo Alto.
And we are looking at Heat 1 of the women's pair just coming past 500 meters. And we have boats pretty far spread out this early on in the race. Right now we have San Diego rowing out of lane 1. They have an open water lead over lane 2, Pacific. And Pacific sitting with about a length of open water over our 3rd place crew from Oakland Strokes. Now Oakland Strokes has about 2 lengths of open water between themselves and California Yacht Club. California Yacht Club bow to stern over Palo Alto. And an update here at the halfway point, San Diego continuing to hold on to an open water lead, but Pacific has taken back a few seats from that San Diego open water lead, so they now are sitting just about a seat to 2 seats down of open water from San Diego. So Pacific still in 2nd. They have about 3 lengths of open water between themselves and Oakland Strokes, and then Oakland looking at about that same distance between themselves and Palo Alto. Palo Alto with about 2 seats of open water over California Yacht Club. So Cal Yacht Club in 5th. 3 boats will advance to the grand finals tomorrow. So right now, unofficially, it looks to be San Diego, followed by Pacific, and then Oakland Strokes. Yeah, because you've been racing chopping wobbies the whole year.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching Heat 1 of the women's pair. Top 3 boats will advance to the grand final tomorrow. Currently in the lead is Lane 1, San Diego, followed by Pacific in Lane 2. They are currently bow to stern with about 5 boat lengths of open water back to Oakland Strokes in Lane 3. All of these women rowing really well right now as Oakland takes the final qualifying position for the grand final in the women's pair tomorrow. In 4th place, Palo Alto, and in lane 4, California Yacht looks to be taking 5th place.
And Heat 2 of the women's pair currently at 500 meters. Let me set lanes for you. Lane 1, Berkeley High School. Lane 2, Marina Aquatic Center. Lane 3, River City. Lane 4, Marin. And Lane 6, Pacific B. Right now, we have Berkeley High School in the lead with a little bit of open water over Marina Aquatic Center. Marina sitting with a bow to stern advantage over Marin, so Marin in that 3rd place position. Now back to Marin by about a half a boat length of open water. We'll find River City, so River City in 4th, and they have about a length and a half of open water over the 2nd entry from Pacific. Boats moving nicely up the course here. Berkeley High School still in that lead. Hasn't really pulled away much from the other crews, but they still have a bit of open water over Marina Aquatic Center. Marina looking very nice and relaxed in that 2nd place position. They are still bow to stern over Marin. Marin with a slightly elevated stroke rate coming into the halfway point. And then back to them by a couple lengths of open water, it will be River City, and River City with a bit of open water over Pacific B. All boats now at 1,000 meters to go. This is the second heat of the women's pair with 3 boats that will advance to the grand finals. The pair is an event that's contested at the Youth National Championships later in June.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the finish of the women's pair, Heat 2, with the top 3 boats moving on to the grand final tomorrow. In lane 1, Berkeley is currently in the lead, followed by
And we are in the
Marina.
first of 2 semifinals for the men's quad. This event was contested in time trials yesterday. And so we see 7 boats here out on the course. Redwood Scullers rowing in lane 1. Redwood Scullers B, lane 2. Long Beach, lane 3. River City, lane 4. Artemis, lane 5. And lane 6, Tempe Juniors. Lane 7, Oakland Strokes. Right now, we're looking at the lead coming from Redwood Scullers out of lane 1. They have a bit of open water right now over Long Beach.
For that last race, the women's pair, Heat 2, the top 3 boats
Redwood
qualifying
Scullers
for the
in
Grand
lane
Final
2.
were
The 3
Lane
boats
1
will advance to
Berkeley,
the Grand
followed
Final.
by Marina Aquatic Center,
In the 4th place
and
position, we're gonna
Marin
look at
A
lane
out of
6.
Lane 4. And now back to the officials for the men's
Below the
quad
second
semifinal
entry
1
from
at 500
Redwood
meters.
In the 5th place spot, we're going to move over to lane 4. That's Ruby. And then back to them by 1 length. It's going to be Oakland Strokes, followed very closely by Artemis. So Artemis in that 7th place position. A walkaway lead right now from the A boat from Redwood Scullers rowing out of lane 1. They have about 1.5 to 2 lengths of open water over the rest of the field. Long Beach doing a nice job in that 2nd place position. They are looking to pull clear of the B boat from Redwood Scullers. So both of the Redwood boats currently in a qualifying position. Redwood B looking for a 4-seat advantage over Oakland Strokes out of lane 7. Oakland doing a nice job holding off a charge by River City and also Tempe Juniors. So River City and Tempe Juniors very close to each other, pacing each other, and then Artemis finally rounding out this heat in the 7th place position. Oakland doing a really nice job in that far lane. They look to have overtaken the B entry from Redwood Scullers for that 3rd place spot. So Oakland Strokes right now sitting maybe just half a seat over Redwood B. These are very quick boats. High level of technical proficiency here. Redwood Scullers A still with that lead, about 1.5 lengths of open water over Long Beach. Long Beach now half a length of open water over Oakland Strokes, and indeed Oakland Strokes has overtaken Redwood Scullers B for that 3rd place spot. Coming into the final 500 meters, the B boat from Redwood slipping back to 4th. They still have a bit of open water over River City. River City 1 length of open water over Tempe Juniors, and then Artemis. We'll turn it over to the finish line and the spectator area for the final 500 meters of semifinal 1 of the men's quad.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the finish of the men's quad semifinal 1 with the top 3 boats moving on to the grand final. In lane 1, Redwood Scullers will take the win, followed by lane 3, Long Beach. And lane 7, Oakland Strokes take that 3rd and final qualifying position for the grand final. Redwood Scullers B takes 4th place and River City 5th, followed by Tempe Junior in 6th and Artemis in 7th. Ladies and gentlemen, we are lining up for the final race of today, with the men's quad semifinal 2. Top 3 boats will qualify for the grand final tomorrow. In Lane 1, Long Beach A. Lane 2, Brophy A. Lane 3, Newport. Lane 4, Redwood Scullers. Lane 5, Berkeley. And Lane 6, Brophy B.
And just coming into 500 meters, we've got 6 boats on the course in semifinal 2 of the men's quad. Right now we see Brophy with 2 entries in this event. Brophy A currently in the lead over Long Beach. Long Beach in that second place position, and with a little bit of open water over our third place crew from Newport. So Newport in third. They are sitting with about 4 seats over Redwood Scullers, and this is most likely the C boat entry from Redwood. They have about a half a seat advantage over Berkeley High School. Berkeley High School sitting just ahead of River City, and then the B entry from Brophy in lane 6 in 6th place. Just past 750 meters, Brophy continues with the lead now with a slight bit of open water over Long Beach, and Long Beach 1 length of open water over Newport Aquatic Center. So a little bit of a change up in those other 4 boats. Berkeley High School in lane 5 is in the 4th place position. They're sitting 1 seat over both Redwood and River City. A little bit of a correction here. Sorry for the delay. We had to get our lane straight. We are missing lane 6 is California Yacht Club. So let me go ahead and call where our crews are at. Brophy continues with the lead. Open water over Long Beach A. Now back to them by a couple lengths of open water. It will continue to be Newport. Newport in 3rd place. They have about a stern advantage over Redwood Scullers in lane 4. Redwood Scullers sitting 4 seats over Berkeley High School. And Berkeley High School in that 5th place spot with 4 seats over Cal Yacht Club. Cal Yacht Club open water over Brophy B. Final 500 meters here in the final race of the day, and I'd like to point out we are into our 10th hour of racing here at Lake Natoma. The water has been very cooperative. The weather has been great. We thank you so much for your spectating and for your participation. Brophy looking to walk away with the win here. Final. Top 3 boats to advance to the Grands. Right now, Brophy, followed by Long Beach, and then Newport unofficially will advance to the Grand Finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final race of the day, the men's quad semifinal 2, with the top 3 boats advancing to the grand final tomorrow. In lane 2, Brophy has open water over the rest of the field, followed by Long Beach in lane 1. Crews are currently sprinting it out for that 3rd and final qualifying position for that grand final tomorrow. Looks like lanes 3 and 4 are battling out for that final qualifying spot, with Newport and Redwood Scullers sprinting to the finish. Looks like Newport will take a slight advantage over Redwood Scullers for that final qualifying spot in tomorrow's grand final. Unofficially, Brophy is in first, followed by Long Beach and Newport. This is the final race of the day. Racing will continue tomorrow at 8 a.m. with the men's lightweight 4 final.